What's up, Ragin Nation? This is Alex and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review, and today I'm going to review the limited 3D edition of Transformers Dark of the Room. Dark of the Room? It sounds like a porno. Dark of the Room. Do not go to the dark of the room. Now it sounds like a horror movie. Anyways, it's otherwise known as the Ultimate Edition of Transformers Dark of the Moon. So, what is there really to talk about? We've seen the movie, so I'm not here to review the movie. I'm here to review only one thing, and that's the Special Features disc. Now, inside we have, of course, you've already seen this already, the Blu-ray, the 3D Blu-ray, the Special Features disc, and the digital copy. I'm gonna get right down to what we paid for, and that is the Special Features disc. That single disc that everybody has been talking about. The money we paid for goes straight down to that. Because everything else we already have, and the 3D Blu-ray, I think 80% of us probably don't care about. Anyways, let's get down to the nitty-gritty, and what do I think of the Special Features disc? You know what the best thing about the Special Features disc is? It's the feature-length documentary on how this movie was made. As soon as I started the first chapter, which is about it's called Rising from the Fallen. That really showed me some great detail and insight about where they left off from Revenge of the Fallen. It really shows that they're acknowledging every little incident that happened, from the writer's strike to the Megan Fox departure, and all these little things that led to why Dark of the Moon is the way it is now. So I really appreciated what they did with that feature-length documentary. That is really the best part about the Special Features disc. They do a full section on sound design. They do a full section on designing the characters, the work from ILM. Also the Chicago battle sequence, there was a whole section on that. There's another whole section on the wingsuit divers. So, and all the different locations that they shot at. So I'm really happy about what they did with the documentary. It is really entertaining, and it really gives you a different perspective on the movie. In fact, it makes you appreciate the movie even more. Let's say, for example, you watched Dark of the Moon yesterday. After you watch the Special Features disc, it makes you want to watch it again right away. Like I said, it just gives you that other perspective when you're watching a movie. You're not just watching it to watch the story, you're watching everything about how it got made. Or at least now you look at it a different way, because once you see that behind the scenes stuff, you really think about, oh, okay, that was done real, that was done CG, that was done with a stuntman, that was done with green screen. You know, you start thinking about that. So I think it was a really well done full-length documentary. And it's actually very much similar to the previous documentaries from Transformers 1 and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. But this one I found was the most interesting because they really talked about everything that happened in the past and what they did to make this one better. So that's how I feel about it. Definitely a positive review on that. The only thing I felt that was missing from the documentary was perhaps they could have talked about the production of the freeway chase and how they made that happen. That would have been a really nice touch, but even though they missed that out, it still doesn't make it a bad documentary or anything like that. It's still a great documentary. Now, as for the rest of it, this was the first time I really cared about galleries. I never really care for galleries because I just like to press play and then just let it play on. I don't really care for like scrolling through photos just because you know, it's a Blu-ray. I'm supposed to watch it. This isn't a photo album. But I really went through every single photo. I was really curious about what they had in terms of all the concept art, and it was a really good album. So definitely thumbs up to that. Now here's where I talk about some negative things. The little featurette about NASA, NASA Then and Now, was informative, but I didn't really think that it belonged in the Special Features disc. It didn't really have a whole lot to do with Transformers Dark of the Moon, except for the fact that it has to do with NASA. But still, it didn't talk about the production of it. It just talked about everybody's thoughts, including Michael Bay's thoughts, on the NASA program. So I felt that that could have been left out. Once again, I think it was informative, but it doesn't really belong in there, and they could have used that extra space for something else. A documentary like that, you probably watch it once and then that's it. Unlike the feature-length production documentary, I can watch that again and again. Then they have something called The Archives, and that I felt was a bit of a cop-out. I'll be completely honest, I felt that was a bit of a letdown just because we've seen all this stuff online. And I understand that's why it's called The Archives. This is just a collection of stuff that they've already made, and that's why it's called The Archives. But I never bothered to watch any of those because I've seen them all online on YouTube and on Vimeo. So that I don't really have any thoughts about. Once again, I think that they could have used that space for something else. So then after that, you have your previs featurettes, which is also called Deconstructing Bayhem. They also had that in the Revenge of the Fallen Special Features disc. This is a bit of a hit and miss because you have Scott Yamamoto and Michael Bay doing the commentary on these pre-visualizations, but some of them are a decent length, but the other ones are like 10 seconds or 15 seconds or 9 seconds. I really felt that, well, that's it. I like that they have the option of the commentary there and the multi-angle viewing feature, but I wanted to see more. I just wanted to see more of it and not 10-second clips. I always felt that Michael Bay's commentary is very entertaining, very interesting. He does say some interesting things about the previs, but it's too short. It makes you really miss that feature-length commentary from the director. So that part was a bit of a letdown. Interesting, but still, I wish it could have been more. Now, on the other hand, the deconstructing Bayhem from ILM, that was interesting, especially for the driller sequence. It was a really good length. You do have some short clips, but the one about the driller was really, really well done, and it really gives you that insight on all the layers and the plates and all the little things that they had to key out to make Chicago fully destroyed. So that was a really good one. And then, of course, just like the first 2 discs, they have the trailers, and that is really just the teaser trailer and the full-length trailer. Something that I felt that was always missing from all 3 discs was a full collection of the TV spots. I felt that all the TV spots are so well made. There are like 20 of them, and I wish we could have had all that on the Blu-ray disc. Of course, they're all online, but it just kind of feels good to know that they're all on the disc, and then you could just scroll through them without looking for them on YouTube. That I always felt was always missing from all 3 movies' special features disc. But oh well, they're all online at least. But the things I could have done without are the archive section and the NASA documentary. Then they have a gallery for all the marketing material. That stuff, I really don't care about. It's just like, here's some doorknob hangers, here are some posters. Posters are kind of interesting. Here's like the popcorn bag. Well, they didn't show that, but that's kind of an example of what it kind of shows off. And is this something we really care about? I don't know, not to me. And like I said before, I love Michael Bay's commentary. Having the Michael Bay commentary left out of Transformers Dark of the Moon, the final installment in his trilogy, was a huge letdown to me. It was a huge letdown. When I hear his voice just saying, "Hi, my name is Michael Bay, the director of Transformers," that just makes my eyes glow and just feels like, okay, I'm in for 2 hours of pure entertainment. That means a lot to me, right? But I'll tell you one thing that was really missing in this special features disc. Okay, never mind the commentary. You know what was missing? A production diary. They did this with Bad Boys 2, and they also did this with, I think, Star Wars Episode 1, where they talk about all the little behind-the-scenes stuff and all the little problems they run into shooting. You won't see little clips of incidents. You'll actually see full-blown sections of what goes on in the production. And that's like production diary, week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way to its release. That, I felt, could have been there. And Bad Boys 2 did a really good job with that, because they showed all the key scenes, but behind the scenes of that, rather than making a documentary that goes all over the place. So anyways, that could have been done. But what this review really comes down to is it worth it? Hell yes, it's worth it. That documentary alone is just worth that $25, $20, $15 price that you paid. I don't know what you paid for it, but with that $10 coupon, you can't go wrong with this. You're getting another copy of the digital copy. You're getting another copy of the movie. You're getting the 3D version for when you want to watch it in 3D after you get your 3D TV. And of course, you're getting the special features disc, which is what you're really paying for. You are paying $20 for that single disc. The rest of it, honestly speaking, we can do without. But this is, of course, the Ultimate Edition. It features everything on it. The only other time that I saw a movie released like this was Tron Legacy, and I kind of like releases like this because it gives you a lot of options. But I understand why a lot of people are contemplating, and that is because the movie had already been released. Had they only have one release of this movie, then there wouldn't be so much controversy about it. So that's what it all comes down to. Get this Blu-ray right now. They don't have it as a DVD. They only have it as a Blu-ray release, because this is the way it is meant to be seen, in high definition, and also in 3D if you have a 3D TV. Now I have a mission for you guys, and that is, I learned so much new stuff about Transformers Dark of the Moon because of watching the special features disc, so I have a whole bunch of new trivia for you guys. So I have some homework for you guys, and that is, I want you guys to watch every single little special feature in that disc, and then I'm gonna have another video doing a trivia contest on my The Ragin Nation YouTube channel. That's my other YouTube channel that talks about all Transformers stuff. So if you want to be a part of another trivia contest, subscribe to that channel, The Ragin Nation, and get ready to answer some trivia about the production of Transformers Dark of the Moon. And that's all I have to say for you. My name is Alex Yu, and thanks for watching the Ragin Ronin review. Peace.
What's going to be replaced is the Robots in Disguise series, which could consist of some of the first edition characters, but not all of them. And it's actually going to be a new wave of characters, including Wheeljack,